Welcome to our live stream here on YouTube on Prep Radio. Thanks for tuning us in, the Oak Ridge Wildcats and the Hardin Valley Hawks. Welcome back to the Fox Insurance Group Oak Ridge Wildcat live stream here on YouTube. Come in and discover the difference of an independent insurance agency, Fox Insurance Group of Oak Ridge. Our broadcast will get underway here in a few short moments. The rain is coming down here at Hardin Valley. Rain is coming down here at Hardin Valley, but honestly, not as bad as it did, I guess, 2 years ago when we had to have a break for lightning. Stay tuned with us on our YouTube stream. We'll have it in a little bit. Our broadcast on FM 92.7.
That's okay. If we can move that. Just said, here we go. You'll hear one break, and you'll hear Kendall say something, and then a music bed. Kendall Jackson? Yeah.
Kendall Jackson.
You'll hear music.
It's music now.
And welcome back to Hardin Valley Academy, getting set for Oak Ridge High School football, the Wildcats and the Hawks, on the Fox Insurance Group Oak Ridge Wildcat live stream on YouTube. Come in and discover the difference of an independent insurance agency, Fox Insurance Group of Oak Ridge. We're also on FM 92.7, FM 94.7, prepradio.com, and Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. Opening game of the year, the captains are strolling out to the field. The seniors are representing the Wildcats, who are wearing their all gray pants, white jerseys, cardinal numerals. Jackson Adams, the lone captain, out there for the toss of the coin because of the COVID rules. James Branson.
Yeah, David, that was a change that they made toward the beginning of the season here, as we will have your starting lineups for the Oak Ridge Wildcats tonight. Starting at receivers for the Wildcats will be Jonathan Stewart and Preston Turner out wide. In the slots will be Jaden Williams and Jaden Hayward. At tight end, potentially coming in that position would be Nick Dallas. Your offensive line, left guard Ethan Hewitt, left tackle Ethan Hewitt, left guard Robert Hill. Center will be Walker Rice. Right guard will be Vinny West, and right tackle will be Carson Staggs. Your running back is Kendall Jackson, and your quarterback is Mitchell Gibbons. Starting on defense for the Wildcats will be Trey Rowe at defensive end, Jackson Adams at defensive end, Isaiah Boone at defensive tackle. Nose guard will be J.K. Morgan. Linebacking crew will be Brian Kelly, Jacob Bourbon, Jaden Elam. Your Bryce Taylor will be at corner. Preston Turner will be at corner, and your safeties are Jalen Hayward and Cole Adams.
What is it about Oak Ridge and Hardin Valley, James Branson, that brings out the storms and the rain?
I don't know. This is about two or three different times that's happened. A couple years ago, we had a delay, and I think the last time before that, the last 2 or 3 times we've been here, we've had either a delay or a storm that's come through.
And last year at Blankenship Field, there was a delay before the ball game for the Hardin Valley, right? Yeah. So hopefully the rain will get out of here. It's a beautiful night here. You know, they say there's not a whole lot of. There's supposed to be a lot of social distancing taking place. I don't really see that in this stadium.
I don't see it in the stadium, and if you watched the Gibbs and Halls game last night, the student section was definitely not social distancing. But, you know, we're just thankful to be able to have an opportunity to play high school football or any football at all this time of year.
And we're about to get set. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge are taking the field. Last year, Hardin Valley knocked off the Wildcats at Blankenship Field. Not a great game for Oak Ridge, but they have something to prove. This is an outstanding Oak Ridge team, and Coach Gaddis has said optimistically that this might be the best Oak Ridge football team he has had in his second return to Oak Ridge.
Yeah, David, and you would have to agree you got a lot of playmakers on both sides of the ball and on the offensive and defensive line. One thing that we could all probably agree that has lacked in previous years would be the line play. But Kendall Jackson, you have a lot of speedy receivers, Jaden Williams and Preston Turner, Mitchell Gibbons who can sling it, and Hayden Tarwater to back him up because he's got a pretty good arm too.
Wildcats will be kicking off. We're broadcasting from the bleachers here. It is pouring down rain. We're under a tarp. The Wildcats will kick off, and this 2020 football season is about to get underway here from Hardin Valley Academy. Hardin Valley Band playing to our right in the end zone. The Oak Ridge Band is not here. The officials are set. The Wildcats are set. Here comes the slap. Here's the pop-up kick. It's high. It's angling over to the left sideline. It's bounced, and the Wildcats almost could have gotten it as it goes bounding out of bounds at around the 34-yard line. From where we're sitting, we don't have a high advantage, so we'll have a little trouble getting exactly the angles right. But on a pop-up kick, I don't know that Hardin Valley knew that they should catch that, or because the Wildcats could have actually even caught it in midair.
Well, David, and that's one of those things that as a receiver of that kick, he could have fair caught it and probably should have fair caught it to give himself a little bit of safety, but Wildcats just didn't get on it. Nice high kick, though, by Tyler Dunham, the guy that was kicking off there.
The Hawks moving from right to left here. They'll come to the line. They'll split out our single receiver to the left. It is raining hard here at Hardin Valley. We'll set the 4-man front for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge watching Hardin Valley. 1st and 10. They roll to the right. Here comes some pressure. Quarterback looks up the field. Might run. He is going to be dropped. Wildcats obviously down the field had good coverage in the secondary. Quarterback rolled to his right, did not see anything, barely got back to the line of scrimmage. It's a gain of 1 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 yards to go.
Nice pursuit there by Brian Kelly from his linebacking position. Just tracked Simpson, there all the way down, and Simpson just wasn't able to get far enough out of the pocket quick enough, and Brian Kelly took him down for a 1-yard gain.
Ball's officially, let me try to look at it, around the 33-yard line, I believe, as I look here. And the clock did not start when they started the ball game. The scoreboard is not functioning as we speak. I don't know if it was they inadvertently did not start it, or is because of the rain is stopping things. But play is halted here. It was a gain of 1 on the play. Mark and Shauna Hayes are doing our stats tonight. Back at the station, we've got Brian Bennett. We've got a full crew of camera guys here. We've got Tyler Morris. We've got Lee Wexler. We have Christian Rosas Rodriguez, Bryson Brown, and Matthew Charles. James Branson, we have a delay. No shock here, but at least it's not a lightning delay like we had last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, this seems to just be a temporary delay as opposed to the long ones. We definitely don't want one of the long ones. But, you know, at least other teams in this area are experiencing very similar situations tonight.
I would take a timeout here, but I'm not exactly. They're going to keep the time on the field, and I hate that, James. I remember a Halls game back in the 80s before anybody here except Mark was born, where the game lasted about 45 minutes and was over. As the Hawks have it, 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Now the officials are coming off the sideline and greeting one another once again.
You just never know what's going to happen when this type of situation happens. The clock doesn't work. We don't know the time, so we can't keep people updated. And that's one of the frustrating things. Coaches have to constantly ask referees or umpires, like, what's going on, how much time's left. And it's just frustrating all the way around. But usually these situations get resolved fairly quickly.
Yeah, the luckiest people on our crew right now are us, the broadcast crew, because we are under two tents and tarps. Tyler and Lee are doing camera work. Normally they're out in the elements. They're underneath here. But the three guys out on the field, they are getting drenched right now as the Hawks come to the line, moving right to left. The ball is at the 34-yard line. Up to the line they'll come. Quarterback for them is number 4.
Sam Simpson.
Sam Simpson, he's a senior. Man comes in motion. Simpson's going to hand it off to the back. He's hit at the line. Boom! The Wildcats rock the world of that young man. Big hit by Oak Ridge by...
I believe that was Jacob Bervin on there. The defensive line just had it stacked up as a really nice play. Jacob Bervin just read it and was able to fill the gap and knock, I believe that was number 4 for them, Ryan Nickel, down to the ground.
It'll be 3rd down, 9 yards to go. The clock is not functioning, so we cannot tell you how much time is left. Here come the Hawks back to the line. 3rd down, 9 yards to go. The ball now at the 34-yard line. The Wildcats stack the line of scrimmage. Sampson, low snap, picks it up off the ground, fires a pass out to the way, almost intercepted, but it's going to be caught on a deflection. The Wildcats look like Jaden Williams was going for the interception as he went up for it. It went through his fingertips, and it was caught by the receiver near midfield, and that'll be a 1st down, and one of the Hawks is down on the play. Why don't we take an injury timeout? We'll send it back to Brian Bennett. Oak Ridge and Hardin Valley just underway. We'll be back to Hardin Valley Academy in 60 seconds. We hope so. It's live right now. It'll be on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube too. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm recording it on 15. On top and the TV.
Yeah, it's us and TV and everything. Welcome back to Hardin Valley. 1st down, 10 yards to go for the Hawks. The ball near midfield. Quarterback is going to hand it to the back once again. He stutters forward, gets some running room, belted. Little guy moves the ball across midfield, pushed back at around the 47-yard line. Rain falling here at Hardin Valley, just underway. Our live stream on YouTube. We appreciate the Fox Insurance Group and all of our sponsors as they pick up on that play on a fine run. Initially, I thought he was only going to get 2 or 3. Just kept his legs driving, James, and picked up 7.
Yeah, it was just a little inside handoff there where the linebackers didn't seal off their holes and was able to get about 5 yards in there as I believe Sam Simpson comes back in the game for the Hawks.
Ball is at the 46-yard line of the Wildcats. It'll be 2nd down, 3 yards to go. One lone running back, 2 receivers split to the left, one lone man to the right. Man comes in motion from a slot. Quarterback wants to fire across the way. Pass is going to be incomplete. Good defense by Oak Ridge. The receiver was there, but so was the defensive back for the Wildcats, and that was Jaden Williams. It'll be 3rd down, 3 yards to go for Hardin Valley.
Yeah, David, Jaden was at his corner position, just followed the post route to the middle of the field, was able to stay right behind him, and as soon as the ball arrived, Jaden tried to slap it out of his hands and broke up the pass. Really nice play there by Jaden. He used his speed on that play, but some of the Wildcat defenders got bit on that play fake there.
It was a really good fake by the quarterback.
It was really good, and I actually thought the running back had the ball.
Once again, they'll come to the line. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. The Wildcats creep everybody up on the line. Quarterback hands it to the back. Boom! He's blasted right at the line of scrimmage. The Wildcats hit him hard. The Wildcats, Brian Kelly was there amongst others. For the Wildcats, it'll bring up 4th down facing Hardin Valley.
Yeah, David, that was just a short run play there, as I believe it was number 11, Seth Bailey, for the Hardin Valley Hawks there that tried to get in on that run, but just not able to convert. I would go for it here, which I think they're doing.
They say there's 2:53 on the clock, but that can't be true. They're maybe just trying to get it to work here. 4th down, 3 yards to go. They are in punt formation. The Wildcats dropping back. Looks like Jalen Hayward back to receive the punt, standing back at around the 5. The snap is good. The punt is a low spiraling kick. Hayward is going to let it bounce, and then it rolls forward, and now he picks it up and tries to return it. They might have fumbled it. And if they did, the Hawks, I think, are recovered. That was absolutely, well, Wildcats. He should have just gotten away from it, James, and just not even gotten close to it.
Yeah, if you got to field it on the initial kick there, and especially in this weather, this condition, the ball is slippery, the field is slippery. Just got to get away from it if you don't field it on that first one. But at least he got on it, puts the Wildcats inside the 10-yard line, I believe at the 9-yard line to start this drive.
Yeah, we saw last night, if anybody watched the Halls-Gibbs ball game, that game was ragged. No scrimmages. We'll talk about that when we do get a chance. Here comes Oak Ridge, the senior quarterback, comes out on the field for the Wildcats. Basically he got a couple starts his sophomore year, started every ball game last year. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. Handoff going to go to the Wildcats. The quarterback is still trying to move the ball. That is Mitchell. He looked like he was going to hand it off, didn't get much, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and might have actually lost a couple.
Yeah, the defensive end there for the Hardin Valley Hawks is taught to attack the mesh, which is the point in between the quarterback and running back where the handoff occurs. And he did a good job there, and Mitchell had a hard time reading it. Wasn't sure whether to give it off to Kendall or to keep it, and he kept it and lost a couple yards there.
We got some good sound on the YouTube. The picture a little choppy, but from considering we're doing it out in the rain here, best we can here. It'll be for the Wildcats. 2nd down, 12 yards to go. Mitchell Gibbons, a quarterback. He's going to hand it off up the middle, and they'll move the ball forward for not much yard. It's going to be 3rd and long facing the Wildcats, so not great field position. The Wildcats trying to establish something on the ground. One of the things that Coach Gaddis has said about the Wildcats, he likes this offensive line. They've got a lot of guys coming back, and he thinks it's maybe one of the stronger lines he's had since he's been back.
Yeah, one of the things that benefits your offense the most is staying on schedule. You can't have negative plays, and so the Wildcats now are back at the original line of scrimmage.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. Receivers left and right. From our vantage point, it's really hard. Mitchell's got some time. He's going to go across the way. Pass is caught. Preston Turner breaks across the 45. He's at the 50. Preston Turner, 40. He's looking at the end zone. He's almost there, ladies and gentlemen. He gets a wall of blockers. He takes it to the end zone. Preston Turner, touchdown, Oak Ridge. Preston Turner, on a beautiful pattern, takes it all the way down the field, and the Wildcats have the lead, 6-0.
As John Ward would say, David, no flags on the field there. A little bit of an early celebration, too much there about the 10-yard line, but nice job by Preston. Great throw on a slant route, I believe, from Mitchell Gibbons to Preston. It had a double slant. It went over Jalen's head right to Preston Turner. He used his speed, and what a play he made.
6-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats will go for the extra point. The ball is down. He kick is blocked. The snap was not held well. As Tarwater was the holder, the snap wasn't great. It's no good. 6-0 our score, just underway in the first quarter. We'll be back to Hardin Valley Academy in 60 seconds. You get it? You get it? So it's a little bit choppy, Mark? Is that what you were? Okay.
I thought he was throwing it to Jake.
Welcome back once again to Hardin Valley Academy, 6-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats, good start for Mitchell Gibbons, already moving up the all-time career passing list. I think he comes in at number 6 on that list right now. and a great reception, a great return after the catch by Preston Turner, and the Wildcats are on the board.
Well, David, it helps when you're 1 for 1 for 91 yards and a touchdown. But obviously, great execution there by Mitchell. Great read to know that the corner was playing off. Preston broke off his route just a little short, able to get in there, make that reception, and you turn on his jets to get in for a touchdown. Love Jonathan Stewart there sprinting side by side with him. Would like to see Jonathan maybe turn back just to make sure that nobody else tries to tackle Preston.
We're going to have a pop-up kick once again. 6-0 our score. The Fox Insurance Group sponsoring our live stream and our corporate sponsor on FM 92.7 along with our other great sponsors. We'll get to those some in a moment. Wildcats kicking off. Here comes another pop-up kick. It's high, angling to the sideline. Fair catch is made at around the 29-yard line, and that is where Hardin Valley will take over. First down, 10 yards to go. So if you remember last year's game, James, played at Blankenship Field, the Wildcats struggled for any offense at all. I think they scored one touchdown in that game. Tyrell Romano was 13-6, something like that. It was low scoring. So the Wildcats have already equaled their point total from a year ago. Just did not play well in that particular ball game. Wildcats, this is a senior group that Coach Gaddis loves. He says they've worked hard. They were so excited to get back as a team as Hardin Valley comes up. First down, 10. Their second possession. They'll start it at the 29. Quarterback rolling to his right, fires it across the way, pass is caught, and then the stop is made out here by Preston across the midfield stripe at the 47-yard line.
Ty Drenchery there on the catch. And I'll tell you one thing, David, that's pretty impressive about the Hawks offense. They came with two running backs off to the side of the quarterback, and they have some really nice play fakes because I'm really watching the play fakes and I'm getting lost. So I know our defensive backs are doing the same.
I know those of you watching on YouTube, it is choppy. We are broadcasting from the bleachers, and we don't have the best internet connection here. We apologize for that. It just happens.
Well, David, I want to go back to one thing you talked about. That offensive line didn't get going, and the offense really didn't go until midway through last year.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Hawks. The ball at the Oak Ridge 46. Back to pass. Here comes Jackson Adams. Almost sacks him. Quarterback eludes him. Then, a nice open field tackle there by the Wildcats. I think it's Jalen Hayward. I can tell it's Jalen Hayward for one particular reason. There is a flag. Let's see if we have holding back there. Jackson Adams got good pursuit. His helmet came off. They might call, because his helmet was bouncing off of him, it is going to be a penalty against the Hawks. I did not see the initial signal. We are on the visitor side. We've got a good turnout of fans here, and they are just sitting out here in the rain.
Yeah, and what's really cool is they're actually lining the fence as we go down through here. So people are wanting to come to the game and wanting to support the Wildcats. One thing on that last play, Jackson got good pursuit on the back side of the play. I think the front side of the play on the rollout, they really sealed it off really well. The Hawks did, which the Wildcats got to fight outside and contain.
We don't know how much time's left. The clock now is functioning. I think they'll probably in the second quarter get that rolling. It is a penalty back to the 41-yard line, so it'll be for the Hawks. First down and just over 20 yards to go. Quarterback hands it to the running back. He tries to hit the line, and he is dropped after a gain of 2 or 3. Wildcats make the stop out there.
Isaiah Boone on the tackle there. Nice job by him to hold his spot in the middle of the defensive line there and not get pushed out. Tackling Ryan Nickel for the Hawks on that play for a 2-yard gain maybe.
Opening game of the 2020 season here on FM 92.7, FM 94.7. We're on YouTube tonight, Prep Radio. Trying to stream it. Hopefully we'll get that choppiness out, but we're doing the best we can. Mark and Shauna doing our stats. Got some wet camera guys down on the field right now. Second down, long. Quarterback back to pass. Slips the defensive back. Here's a pass across the way. Pass is caught. Cole Adams, I think, makes the stop, but not before he picks up a Hardin Valley first down. Got to get a little bit more pressure. It looked like, was it Isaiah Boone or one of the defensive ends, Kai Hirsch perhaps, who got to the end, slipped as he hit the corner, and they pick up close to a first down. It's going to be short by 1 yard. Third down and a yard to go. Wildcats stack the line once again, looking for a run. Don't want to jump off sides here. Quarterback looks over to the Hardin Valley sideline. 6-0 is our score. Oak Ridge in the lead. First quarter, the clock is not working. Rainstorm here at Hardin Valley. No big surprise. Here comes the handoff to the running back. He's hit and dropped right at the line. Wildcats got pretty good penetration by Jacob Bourbon along with Brian Kelly. who got the start here. A switch in positions. I don't know if you've noticed that. Now playing linebacker.
Yeah, moved from safety last year to linebacker this year, and I think that's more of his natural fit. I think we might have had, of course, with Jackson or Jacob Adams last year playing that linebacker spot, and he was going to be hard to take a spot from him. But nice to see that Brian's been in on just about every tackle there that's been a run play.
Loss of a yard on the play. 4th down, we'll call it 2. 6-0 Oak Ridge. Hardin Valley lining up to go for it. The ball's at the 38-yard line. You don't want to jump off sides here. High snap, quarterback pass. He's in trouble. He's about to get sacked. He is sacked. He eats that artificial turf at the 47-yard line, and the Wildcats will take over on downs.
Nice hit there by Jackson Adams, but it was the pursuit by Jacob Bourbon that kept the quarterback contained. They didn't let him out, and it really seems like Hardin Valley wants to go on these deep passing routes when you really just need something short there.
6-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcat offense onto the field. The quarterback for the Wildcats, Mitchell Gibbons, 3rd-year starter for the Wildcats. Got a couple starts as a sophomore for Herbert Booker, who was the regular starter. Kendall Jackson is in the backfield for the Wildcats. Jaden Williams back there as well. Receivers left and right. Preston Turner here to the near side. Single man, Jonathan Stewart to the left. Here's a screen to Jaden Williams. Cuts across the field. He's got some running room. Hits the 50-yard line. Cuts to the outside. Needs some blocks. He's moving it up the field, ladies and gentlemen. He moves the ball all the way down to the Hardin Valley 35-yard line. Saw nothing to his left. Came back all the way to his right. 1st and 10, a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Really nice there, job by Jaden Williams. Just caught the little bubble screen and had the blocking there, but the pursuit of Hardin Valley was really good, and everybody flew to the home side of the field, and Jaden just cut back against the grain, was able to pick up about 20 yards there for a nice first down.
6-0 Wildcats here. The Wildcats at the Hardin Valley 35-yard line. Wildcats moving left to right. Wildcats have a slot. Cole Nicholas Adams is here in a slot to the right side. Low snap, and Mitchell just has to fall on it. It's going to be a loss of about 7 yards or so. It'll be for the Wildcats. 2nd down and long. Clock not working here, at least here in the first quarter. We do see the scoreboard working, and that's all that matters because there's 6 on the board for the Wildcats.
Yeah, David, and one thing I'm noticing here about the Oak Ridge offense is coming out with a lot of different looks this year. Coming with a little bit of a slot close to the line, to the offensive line, not just the traditional 3 and 4 receivers that you've had the past couple years.
Wildcats with a double wing right now. The Wildcats, one lone running back, shotgun for Mitchell Gibbons, single receiver to the left. Mitchell's going to pass, rolls, dumps a screen pass, incomplete. I'm not exactly sure if he was looking.
He rolled rolled left, toward the home side. I think Kendall went to the right and was looking to set up a screen that way.
It'll be 3rd down for the Wildcats. The ball is at the 43-yard line. The rain conditions have made the field, although it is artificial turf, it is slick. I mean, it is slick, and we've seen several players. It's not muddy, obviously, but it is slick out there. 3rd and long, the Wildcats had it 3rd and long the last time. There's movement across by Hardin Valley. That's going to cost them 5. It's not going to give them a first down, but it'll make it a little bit easier for the senior quarterback.
Yeah, David, it'll turn it into about a 3rd and 12 there, as it seemed like the Wildcats were going for a hard count to draw them offside. May want to go for a pass across the middle, may want to look to some type of play action here to kind of fool the Hardin Valley Hawks and defensively.
Ball is resting as I look at, looks like the 37-yard line. Kind of hard to tell. Our angle is low. As you watch the replay, you'll see that. Well, top row of the bleachers. Mitchell Gibbons, a quarterback, will pitch to Kendall Jackson. No place to go except that he slips and falls. He'll lose yardage to the 40-yard line, and the Wildcats will probably be forced to punt. And this is going to be interesting. The Wildcats, and here comes the punter, Preston Turner. He will be the punter for the Wildcats. They're going to come out in a formation with 2 different punters, Jacob Bourbon and Preston Turner back, and they can snap it to either one. A different formation, James.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different formation, and honestly, it makes it a little bit easier to run fakes out of, so that may be something that we see out of the Wildcats this year.
They're back. There's 2 of them side by side, shoulder to shoulder, not social distancing. It's going to be Preston wanting to run it. No, he's going to punt it, and he gets a nice end-over-end kick, and unfortunately, though, it's going to go into the end zone. So, actually a good punt by Preston Turner, kind of the rugby style. They have looked and looked for somebody to punt the football, and What do you know? Preston's got a touchdown. He's also got a pretty good punt right there.
That was a nice little punt. You'd like to see him angle it maybe a little bit more toward the sideline there, try to get like a coffin corner. Or also, he kind of rolled out there, like you said, a little rugby style. I also saw that in warm-ups you had Cole Nicholas Adams. He was having some nice punts, so you may see him back there some.
And it looks like they've got 8:56 on the clock. I don't know if that's accurate or not. 6-0 Hardin Valley with their third possession. This one starts at the 20. High snap. Quarterback wants to pass. Cross the way. Pass incomplete. I talked to Cole today, and I said, you know, tonight's the night you get pick number 1. And he said, pick number 2. I'm going to get 2 tonight. And I said, let's not be greedy. And then I said, yeah, go ahead, get 2.
Yeah, Cole did a great job last year as a linebacker for the Wildcats. You know, he picked that one off, which really changed the game at Mount Juliet last year, and the other one was at Saudi Daisy, which was another long return. He had another one at some point in the year, but those are the 2 that stuck out.
It'll be for the Hawks, second down, 10 yards to go. The ball at their own 20-yard line. 6-0 Oak Ridge Wildcats showing blitz. Running back tries to get outside. He is going to be dropped. Big pursuit again. Jaden Williams is there. Is that Kai Hirsch playing the defensive end position out there?
Kai Hirsch is number 28 and does play defensive end for the Wildcats. So what's nice about him is he has a lot of speed to carry to the sideline to not let anything outside of him, which he did a really good job out there.
You know, Kai, just as a sophomore, was the long snapper, and that's all he did. Didn't play last year, played just basketball, but he's out there playing some pretty good football for the Wildcats here in the early going. It'll be third down, 10 yards to go. Here's a pass, floats it up. Oh, that should be incomplete, and it is. Just no place to go. The Wildcats brought the kitchen sink. And there was a lot of white shirts, and they'll be forced to punt. So I know the Wildcats, I guess if you look at the Oak Ridge defense, that's probably where the most holes needed to be filled from a year ago. They had, I think, 8 starters back on offense, but on defense, they lost a lot. And if you lose your leading tackler the last 3 years, as Hardin Valley's going to punt, say, high short kick, angling. Jalen's going to field it at the 49-yard line, giving ground, tries to cut outside, moves the ball for about 2. Lots of pushing and shoving, lots of blocking and tackling, and that's what we love to see. Football in Tennessee. Didn't think we were going to have it, but first game underway here, and the Wildcats have a 6-0 lead here in the first quarter.
Yeah, nice job there by Jalen Hayward as he was able to pick that one up, or pick that out of the air and race a couple yards for a touchdown. Sets up good field position for the Wildcats. We're at the Hawks' 47-yard line, so hopefully we can capitalize on it and extend the Oak Ridge lead.
Matthew Swigert drifts off as a receiver to the far right. A slot to the left for the Wildcats is Jaden Williams. You got Oak Ridge's Jalen Hayward in the ball game as well. Low snap, Mitchell all day. Fires a pass, incomplete. Not exactly sure who he was throwing it to, but it's incomplete. Second and